Good morning, and welcome to 365 Days of Stories with Theo Mayer. We're to day 15. I'm going to be finishing up the story of the Ching Man. Remember, the Ching Man had started out a stonecutter, then wished to be the Raja. She became the Raja, wished to be the sun. And we left the story off with the Ching Man as the sun. Now, as the sun, he had these great powers, and of course, he'd been putting his rays, hot, dry rays all over the landscape. Saw that he could just burn things up. And then thunderclouds came in and began to drench the landscape with rain. And as they did, the sun felt that it was overpowered by these dark, water-laden clouds that, in fact, brought life back to the earth. And even after thunderstorms had passed, the sun began to try to, once again, dry out the landscape. It only brought green life forth. And it seemed the more intense it beat down its rays, the faster everything grew. And then the thunderclouds would come again the minute it started to get dry and rain down its healing waters all over the landscape. But the thing the sun thought was the coolest of all was when the thunderclouds sent out its lightning bolts and its thunderous roars. And as it continued to feel quite overpowered by those dark gray clouds, it began to find itself wishing more and more to be those clouds himself. And as his tension grew more and more focused, whoosh, the sun became the dark, thunderous clouds. Aha! It thought, now I shall have some fun. Across the landscape, the dark clouds went rolling. And as they did, lightning bolts were seen to fly out in all directions at the front of the clouds. It tried to blast things apart, trees, whatever. And as it did, it could even start fires and then put them out. Well, those dark, thunderous clouds ranged across the entire earth, wreaking havoc here and there, causing floods, torrents of rain. Those dark clouds, it forced animals to hide, people to go into their houses. They were powerful. Well, those dark clouds eventually came to a mountain. The mountain stood firm, precipitous. And it came around the mountain and it began to rain down sheets of rain, which seemed to do nothing to the mountain. It began to throw its lightning bolts down upon the sides of the mountain. Nothing happened. There was no fire. The mountain didn't fall apart, didn't run or hide, just stood there solid, firm, unmoving, unshakable. For days, the thunderclouds surrounded that mountain from its top all the way down to its base. It could do nothing. As hard as it would try, all the rain it could muster, with all the power from its lightning bolts, nothing seemed to change that mountain. And the thundercloud began to think that here, perhaps, was the most powerful. And it began to focus his attention on being that mountain. And whoosh, there it became the mountain, standing tall and strong and firm and unshakable and mighty as mountains do, majestic. The thunderclouds eventually went away. The sun came out and beat its rays upon the mountain. The Raja passed by it now and then, admiring its beauty. The mountain stood strong and firm. It feels so good to be me, the mountain. One day, there was a sound. It was like a familiar sound, an old familiar sound. Ching, ching, ching. And with each sound, that mountain felt a small stab of pain right there at its base. Every time there was a ching, there was a small stab of pain. Well, this is the story of the Ching Man. And of course, you might have guessed that stone cutter was back at work each day, chipping out piece by piece rocks to take to the Raja to build walls for his garden and fountains and pools. Hope you enjoyed the story. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks for joining.